going on. I haven't been able to catch this view in a very long time. And we'll see if it comes through here. As we come around, the sun should be coming up. It's always about timing, the time you're driving versus the time the sun is arriving. Sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's already up. Hope everybody's doing good today. We'll see what kind of view we catch coming over here. It's right at that time. Let's see. We have to turn north here in a little bit, so we kind of lose the view if we go too soon. Looks like it's still crouched below. I don't know my timing of the sunrise out this way, so it's like a little early still. It's coming. You know, it is. It's all of a sudden there when it happens, right? Hope you guys are doing good though. Out driving eastbound and down, as we say, or eastbound and up at this time. What's up, Vegas Stacker? You probably already have the sun up. Guns, what is up? The Midwest Prepper in the house. To go along with the sunset, I guess we'll see as it creeps up here. I wanted to do a video the other day. The artist formerly known as Tactical Tony, who is now Arkansas Tony, if those of you that know, just had a 5th year out there in Arkansas, and I just wanted to do a quick shout out for him for one, accomplishing that, and two, surviving for that 5 years through everything he went through. Anytime anybody asks me about getting out of a city and moving, and I point him to Tony. He's the only guy I know that's done it, and the struggles that come with it. So congratulations to him for continuing the efforts and doing the things and being out there and getting out of the city, if you will, for the right reasons in particular. But kind of got subdued a little bit. A lot of you old timers will remember the channel G Mangoes. Apparently he passed away somewhere last week or the beginning of this week. Somebody made a video for him. Bikes and Bullets shared it on his channel. Tony did a quick video about it on his channel. So I linked it on my community page. So there's a quick to that video. So I don't know what happened or whatever, but he had passed away, and it's just he had several kids. I think they were all old. They were super young, but still, it doesn't matter either way. But I don't think anybody's like super young that won't remember him or anything. But he wasn't an old man. He was a little bit older than me, I believe, but not by much. A big Greek guy. So yeah, G Mangoes left us a while back, and just prayers for his family to get through that and see some happiness on the other side. I don't know if he was sick, I don't know if he had something or how it went down, but we'd kind of lost touch with G after the Green Dragon and everything shut down. He did his own chats in there for a long. Well, he still was doing them, as far as I knew. He was doing them up until recently. You'd see him every now and then. You know, he still. I would drop in every now and then. I didn't really say anything, but he just kind of went his own way on the chats and did his thing. And he had a lot of people that he was talking to every day. I was just telling him my biggest memory of G is when he did a live stream from Jamaica, and he was talking to the security guy and everything as he was at the resort or whatever. It was cracking us up. It was very entertaining. But shout out to G Mangoes. Prayers for his family. Everybody that remembers him. Just it was a lot of good chats, a lot of good nights talking to him. So kind of subdued the celebratory talk with Tony's channel. But congratulations to Tony just the same. And we are eastbound and rolling, and Gunn says 45 years ago this next month is the anniversary of the Hunt brothers. Okay. Was that the day it stopped? 1980? Was that the day they got pushed out of the market by the bankers? Almost had them, right? Yeah, the Hunts would have been better off not to play the game. But they needed to get, what, 2 Super Bowls out of it? 3 Super Bowls now? So there's a trade-off there eventually, right? The Hunt Brothers legends. And it's been subdued ever since, right? Welcome, Albert. We are eastbound from your position. Yeah, Guns, the big talk is about the gold now. Obviously, anybody that knows. I think it's still under 2,900 from yesterday. I haven't directly checked this morning, but it's interesting how everything kind of got sideswiped, everything up and down the board. Bitcoin got swacked down to 87, now at 83 at one time, now at 88 or whatever. Like, and somebody's buying bonds. Why do you sell a resource and then go buy bonds? That doesn't make sense. So there's something nefarious is afoot, right? Something is afoot. Like bonds are some sort of safe haven or something. So weird times, man. Weird times. I can't even get into the whole release of the Epstein list propaganda. As much as I think that's going to be a big nothing burger. We'll see. I just saw, before I got in the ride this morning, that Gene Hackman had passed away. And that's a shame. And with this being the supposed day, everybody's trying to tie Gene Hackman to the list now. And it's like, daggum, we can't even let people, get in the ground before we're assuming things, just because it happened to be the supposed day of another thing. So nothing good is going on. Lots of turmoil, and who is the father of turmoil and deceit and deception? Makes you wonder who's really at work right now. I'm working on a theory, working on it in my mind about how the whole Trump agenda is he's sowing the discord to ultimately still transition to the one world centralized system, right? In particular, the centralized money system. Pretty good view this morning. The sun is still just not quite peaking up. It's trying to get there. We're not there yet. But still trying to factor how this is going to roll. And I can just imagine this whole Epstein thing. They're going to be like, see, they all paid in this manner, whether it's cash or gold or whatever. Like, got to get rid of that. Got to go to digital so it's all tracked so this stuff can't happen again. There's going to be some type of lie put out there to continue to push this stuff. So be aware. Stay frosty. Don't let the rope-a-dope get you. Because they're going to fool a lot of people with whatever comes. Yeah, right, Albert? Yeah, that's over-leveraged, I think they call it. Same with pretty much every resource, I think. I remember way back in the 90s, my buddy got into oil trading. And however you did it in the 90s with, I guess you could still use a computer to a certain degree, but not like you can now. But he was into the options, futures, or whatever, and I guess he made a fair amount of money. I mean, nothing to retire on, but he was explaining it. And he's like, you know, he said the one thing is like, people tell you that trading raises prices, but it doesn't. It actually keeps the price lower so everybody can make money off of it. And I'm like, I didn't quite get that at the time, and I think that's a good propaganda statement that they put out there, like they're not manipulating the price with this stuff just because the little man can do a little trading every now and then. And here is the circle of doom, the traffic circle that everybody seems to not be able to drive through. When people comment about this place, it's like they've never driven in a circle before. Wasn't expecting the long truck there. Right. What's up, blue collar? Dolly, welcome to the chat. We are east of Albert's position, apparently. This is eastbound 50 in Nevada, out of leaving Carson City, going to the great state city of Fallon. We're not going to Fallon, though. We're going to hang a left up here at the next death circle, or something of that nature. They live. Good morning. I'm almost to your house. Not really. I'm taking a left to Fernley, but I can definitely get close. We will probably the sun will probably rise behind us as we turn left up here, so I'll probably actually miss it. So I lied. False advertising. I thought we would catch it just because of I just wasn't sure what my exact sunrise time was. I got to check my nautical charts more often. My bad. The patrol brief did not go as scheduled. I would have had my BMNT and sunrise on time. So my time hacks were off. I apologize for that. You got too many buildings, Vegas, to have that many, to have that kind of sunrise. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, supposedly today's the day. We still have not seen the shutdown of the ATF. So many things. People are all hyped up about, and I continue to put before people, keep your eye on the ball. The economy is the money system, and the economy stupid is what we should be worried about. Oh, and then I think it was Mule Team years ago that said they were going to put Trump in charge to oversee the bankruptcy of America. And dang, if that doesn't seem like the most prevalent statement that's lived, because it's like we're cutting back on all these organizations. So you know how a business goes through a reorganization before they ultimately shut down, so they liquidate assets and everything. It's like, man, it seems like we're going down that path of bankruptcy. Mule might have been right, or I mean, he seems to be more right than wrong, that's for sure. So it's like setting us up for bankruptcy, which means default, which means a change in the monetary system, right? Like continuing to watch that, because I think that's what's afoot. The other stuff is just window dressing to make people feel a little bit better about the situation. But your pocketbook and everything's gonna feel it for sure in the back end, you know. Yeah, skiing went well. That was just a day trip. We're right here by Tahoe, so it makes it good. don't ski as much as I used to, but it definitely, this has not been the greatest snow year either. 2022 was on point. 2022 was a great ski year. They Live's going to be carrying Federal Reserve notes. Now they're going to make you put everything on your phone. They Live. They're going to make you put everything on your phone so you can be tracked. Carrying around Federal Reserve notes, working outside the system. That's just not allowed. Dolly, we're not really in a city. We're like halfway between Carson City and Fallon in Nevada. But we turn north here to Fernley, a big town of. So not really cities. I mean, Carson City is a city in name only nowadays. In the old days, it used to be more of a city. For anybody that lives east of Texas, Carson City is like a blip on the map. You know? And there comes the sun. Of course we missed it. Oh, I don't know if I can't pan over. Yeah, it's coming, peeking up over right now. The good thing is I'm not being blinded by it right now. But you'll catch it a little bit as it comes up. Cows on the herd. It's just coming up just as I turned. I knew it. So sorry for everybody that joined expecting to see the sunrise, and it's to our right behind the mountains. Gold is down, says They Live, 29. Yeah, it was below 29 yesterday. Got smacked really hard. Like I said, everything got hit. Like, brace yourself. And I dropped out right as I came around the corner there. After I came around the corner there, I forgot there was that dead spot right there. I don't know if you caught that or not. Or if we're back up, let me know if we're back 5x5. The cell reception in this spot in particular, I forgot about how sketchy it is. That's funny. Talk about overpromise and underdeliver. Like, that's this stream right here. So we just passed the sunrise, if you missed it. But yeah, the metals and everything been getting hit a little bit. And of course, Vegas Stacker, I made a buy last week, right? And it goes down this week. Like, that's typical. Like, of course. But everybody's making the pointing out that gold will be at a monthly close, all-time high today. Things like that. Pretty significant benchmarks, I guess you'd say, that people should take note of. Again, it's not gold is worth more, it's just the dollar's worth less. It is the benchmark of money, right? Roller coaster until, yeah, the Fort Knox thing too. It's like, so I did the video last week, right, about like, well, what if there's more gold than we supposed, and, you know, they're using that to flex on China and to, you know, keep everything in a firm footing against China in particular, and other BRICS nations with the amount of gold the U.S. has. And they come out and reveal that we have all this gold, and you thought we had 81,000 tons or 8,100 tons. Oh, we got several tons more. Like, that would have been a big statement, right? Well, now I'm thinking with this whole, the hype around, and the number of people that are talking about, well, what happens if there's no gold? What happens if there's no gold? And that goes into the bankruptcy talk, right? And they're kind of like playing it off like, if there's no gold, you know, we'd be mad, you know, really low key statements, right? Like, no, it's a lot worse than that. You got to be a lot more than mad if there's no gold in Fort Knox, right? It's like they're leading people up to something, and it goes back to that bankruptcy talk and like and foreclosure business. Like ultimately, we're just going to fold it up. And like, no, there's no gold. We have to, fold it up. We couldn't steal our gold if we all had digital coins, right? If our money was just digital, we wouldn't have to worry about the gold. Things like that. Statements like that make me. I'm thinking of people making statements like that. If it does end up like that, I can just see how that plays into the next phase. Be like, oh, here we go. So while they're sending people on a wild goose chase of being mad about who's got the gold, they're just changing the currency system at the same time. Vegas, you don't think Trump will allow it to be empty? And that's what I said last week. Like, at a minimum, he's not going to make a statement like that without knowing there's something in there, right? Because you'd be played a fool, it would seem like. But if you're leading the bankruptcy of the United States, you got to start, you got to lead people in that direction of accepting the reality of the whole thing too. So a lot of it's psychological mind games back both ways to prepare for the inevitable, I think, too. Because you figure most countries that go bankrupt, right? There's the great town of Fernley coming up. When places go into bankruptcy like that, they have a lot of chaos. That's how civil wars start. That's how there's a lot of upheaval in a country. But when you're the top dog country and everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie, and if you're really leading people into a one world system, you got to keep things as calm as possible, right? You don't want to have a lot of upset. You want people to still watch the sports shows and not get out in the streets and fight for their survival and fight for their posterity and everything else. You want them to just let them know the powers that be are going to be taking care of them, and they're just going to go along to get along, right? So you're trying to promote a narrative of calmness while saying things like, well, if there's no gold there, we'll be very mad. What? Well, everybody's going to be glad that he's mad, but not mad to themselves that they've been robbed, and their grandparents and everybody before them, right? All your family's been robbed through the century, We'll see how it plays out, Vegas. But people, on this side have all said for a long time, there's probably no gold in Fort Knox. We're definitely cooking the books. And now here we are at this point. And it seems inevitable at this point, just like that's the way it's going to go down. It's how they manipulate it to keep people in line is the question. Bunch of privates with metallic gold stained fingers says they live. Yeah, somebody's painting bricks. Well, you figure that goes on through time though too. They just don't do it all at once. They probably got them on standby. They've been painting for decades, right? It makes you wonder I think Mike Maloney did the video yesterday on the Federal Reserve Bank in New York and just talk about the gold vault under there based upon the releasable document that they publish. It just went through some of the stats and stuff on the Federal Reserve Bank in New York and their vault, because that one should be audited as well. If you're going to audit, you got to go to all the locations. But it's the different private security level, the people that go in there, and there's people that are gold stackers. That's their actual job title, is they're the gold stackers. So that's a whole job description and everything. And it's like, I wonder how much gold they move in a day. Like, do they just move it back and forth as they count it, or what? Like, is this a workout? Like, how often are they really stacking these 400-ounce, 100-ounce bars, It had some old pictures in there of them, weighing, measuring stuff. It's totally different than Fort Knox, because the Federal Reserve holds all that bank for all the other countries and all the other banks and around the world and everything else. So it's a whole different vibe than Fort Knox, which supposedly is just holds our gold and that's it, supposedly, allegedly. one way or the other, there will be a knee-jerk reaction in metal prices, says Vegas, when they open the doors. That's true. I think it could be one of those buy the hype, sell the news type of things, or something like that. That's one thing I was thinking about too. Like when this all gets opened, depending on how it's rolled out, is it going to be a sell the event or buy news? I think it's going to be a sell. I think it's going to be everybody's buying up the hype leading up just in case. It's kind of like a backstop for a lot of big money people. It's like their just in case fund. So it's like, I better get it now, and see what happens. And then when it's a nothing, burger, they can just sell it. And, maybe they made a few bucks in the back end. That's kind of the way a lot of people look at it that play that type of market, Meanwhile, in the real world, if you've been watching other gold and silver channels, as I reported last week as well, coin shops are running out of 1 ounce gold in particular. People are buying gold hand over fist at the physical level. On these streets, as we say, people are buying gold. So your regular Joe six-pack, I guess, or whoever you want to call them, that goes to the LCS to buy stuff is getting everything. The guy in North Dakota, Minot Coin, talked about it. Silver Seeker did a story about it. Several channels, all like getting reports of people are out of 1 ounce gold. Oh, Silver Seeker called a bunch of coin shops yesterday. That's what it was. So the reports from last week seem to be verified this week as well, that people are out there in the streets stocking up on the gold that they can find. So that's interesting, and I guess you'd say kind of expected. So whether it's I figured it has to be the Fort Knox talk, because that's really the only big thing that's really changed, other than it continues the price to go up based upon all the other factors previously for the previous 6 months. So all us poor silver stackers rally together. Get it while you can under 50 bucks. Buy the rumor, sell the news. There you go, guns. That seems to be the nature of the Fort Knox thing to a large degree. The middle of downtown Fernley, if you've never been. And the sun is up. Hopefully it doesn't blind y'all. And we're going to be driving into it pretty much once we get on this interstate here. So we'll shut it off because you don't want to stare into the sun, I don't think, perpetually. We pretty much missed the sunrise. We caught the before and after effects. So apologize for the false advertising. But again, shout out to Tony, his 5 years. Prayers up for G Mangoes. Pretty good YouTube dude. It's one of those people you never get to meet in person. I think he was in New Jersey or Maryland. Maryland. I think he was in Maryland. Vegas Stacker was at the coin show and watched 20 ounces of gold bought. Yeah, right. You guys had that big Las Vegas coin show you guys were talking about last week. Yeah, I remember you guys talking about that. 20 ounces seems like a little bit. Just dealing. Yeah, when I think they were saying it was up to a 3-week order time to get 1 ounce coins again for coin shops, 3 to 5 weeks, depending on what exactly they were trying to order. Yeah, Vegas, if you look at my YouTube page, I got an email on there. The bread and circuses continue, right? They live. It's gonna be hard to see here as I stare into the sun, so give me a second. Another great traffic circle of confusion for most people, it seems like. Or at least the people that complain online seem to not like traffic circles. Everybody else seems to manage it pretty well. But there's few people that just can't get it, that you drive around in a circle. All right, so that's the morning sunrise and the brief financial situation story and opinion, and shout out Tacticoni and G Mangoes. So y'all be good. We'll be staring in the sun the rest of the time on 80 here, so I don't want you guys to endure that. Maybe we'll check in with you later. We'll be going to the great town of Elko today, so you got a little bit of drive time ahead, so we'll check in a little bit once the sun kind of gets up and is not staring right into the camera. And we'll see you all later. Who's that? Walter Davis. What's up, Walter? We'll see you guys later. We'll check out. You guys have a good one. Prep hard. Pray hard. Live free.